Welcome guys, Sizwe Sake here at Sizwe Sake Academy, and this is the global classroom. We are doing trigonometry, guys. It deals with angles and their sides. We're starting here. This is our circle, and in it we've got a Cartesian plane, and this is our y side. The vertical line represents the y-axis, the horizontal line represents the x-axis, right? Now, I want us to see the angles, the degrees that we find in this circle. What I will do now, I will cut this line here, kind of this circle. I'll put a line here. Usually we call this a radius. If there are many of them, like I do another one here, we call it a radi. I do another one here. Once it's more than one, they are called radii. So this is what I will do here. Now, consider this. I want you to focus on this first quarter. It's like this, right? And then this whole angle here is a 90-degree angle. It's called an acute angle, this side. If the line is this side, all these, they are called acute angles, right? This whole side. If it's above a 90 going this side, it's called an obtuse angle. But I want us to look at this one. So I said this whole side from here to here, it's 90 degrees. So here we've got a 90 degrees here, right? So if I've got a 90 here and I cut it into two equal halves, it means I've got a 45 this side and a 45 this side. So I've got two 45 degrees. So this line of mine gives me a 45 this side. So this is a 45 degree angle. This is an angle here. So it's a 45 degree angle, right? Now, I want us to find out, to look at how did we come about with this 45, right? Now, this is a circle. A circle has a circumference. The circumference is this part of the circle, this outside edge of the circle. It's called the circumference. The circumference has its own calculations. We will deal with calculations with these kinds of calculations when we deal with perimeters and areas. Your rectangles, the areas when you're doing rectangles, squares, circles, and all that. That's when we'll find out. But for now, it suffices to let you know that this circumference is equal to, if you look at the whole thing, it's equal to 360 degrees, meaning moving from here right round until we get here, it makes up 360 degrees. That's what it is. The circumference is equal to 360 degrees, right? So circumference is 360, so I say 360 degrees. And then now let's look at this. We've got how many parts that make up the whole. I've cut it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole circle has 8 parts. Now we want to find out what each part makes in angle, in a degree. Right, so we say we've cut this one here because this is a 90 like this, and we cut it in like this, so we got a 45 and a 45. But I want us to focus on how we get these numbers. So we said C is equal to 360, and we are saying 360 times, we've got how many parts of this? 8 of them. Let's take 1 of 8. It is equal to, so we say 360 times 1, it's 360 degrees divided by 8. It is equal to, let's use our calculator for that. 360, so that you are certain of where I'm getting this thing. 360 divided by 8. It gives us 45 degrees. So we got a 45 degrees, right? So this part is a 45 degree. We've just proved with the calculation. I just did this and separated the 90 into 2, it gave us 45. And now let's do this. Let's make this number 1. Let's do our number 2 here because of space. I'm trying to, let's do 2 here. And then we say 360 degrees times 2 over 8. What it gives us, 360 times 2 divided by 8. It gives us 90. Like we said, this whole part is 90. So here we've got a 90. Now let's do number 3, which is this one, part 3. So it's a part of the 8th. We've got 8 parts. Total is 8, but the first part of it, 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 3 of 8. We're doing the third one of 8. 360 degrees times 3 over 8. It gives us 360. You can use your own calculator. Times 2 is equal to divided by 8. Sorry, 360 times 3, we've done 2. 360 times 3 is equal to divided by 8. It gives us 135. So this is 135 degrees. So this is 135 degrees, and here is our 135 degrees. And then we do another one, 4, which is 360 degrees times 4 over 8. It's the same thing. 360 times 4 equal to, maybe I should even put these numbers, but I'll carry on this side. The 360 times 4 is 1440, so that you can see where I got all these numbers. And then we divide by 8. It gives us 180 degrees. Here is our 180 degrees. Right, we do the same thing. I'll do all of them. We do the same thing. We say 5 times 360 is equal to 1800. This is the 5th one. 360 degrees times 5 divide by 8. Don't forget the degree, because we're dealing with degrees. So it gives us 1800, and then we divide it by 8. It gives us 225 degrees. These are degrees, okay? It gives us 225 degrees. Just want to show where all these angles come from before, right, we go any further. So we're doing the next one now. It's 6 times 360. It gives us, this is number 6, and we're saying 360 degrees times 6 divided by 8. It is equal to 2160 degrees divided by 8. It gives us, divided by 8, it gives us 270 degrees. This is our 270 degrees. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've done it. 1, 2. By the, okay, we'll come back to this one. And then we come to number 7, the 7th part. So we're saying 360 times 7, it's 2000. 360 degrees times 7 over 8, it's 2520. You divide it by 8, and then we divide this by 8. It gives us 315 degrees, where we have 315 degrees here. And we've got a 360, but we can prove a 360 as well on the 8th, right? Where we say 360 degrees times 8 divide by 8. First method, the easiest and the quickest, is just cancel this. You've got your 360 degrees. But again, let's do the calculation to prove it right. 360 times 8 is equal to 2000. 360 times 8 is equal to, this is divided by 8, this is 2880. We divide it by 8. Divided by 8, we get 360. So here is where we get 360. But we know that before we got 45, we had a starting point, and that starting point is here, and it's a 0 point. Therefore here we've got a 0 degrees. That is what I wanted to show you guys for now. This is where these numbers come from, but we are only dealing with 45 degrees. What do I mean 45? We moved from here 0 plus 45, it's 45, here is 45. 45 plus 45, it's 90. 90 plus 45 is 135. 135 plus 45, 180, plus 45, 225, plus 45, 270, 315 up to here we got here. So we were adding 45 degrees every part of it. So that's what I wanted to show you for now. Remember, this is very important, because even when we do a line, when we're doing graphs, tree graphs, we'll be doing these very 45s and these numbers here. We represent them in a number line like this. So you have your 45 here, you have your 90 here, you have your 135 here, you have your 180 here, and on up until we get to 360 degrees. So I just wanted to show you, because it's the same thing, it's just that here it's in a circle. Here we take the circle and we put it flat, make it a flat line. We put it flat and it becomes like this. You will see it when we're doing graphs. So that's all I wanted to show you for now, guys. I hope you understand it, because it's very important. It's fundamental of trigonometry. It starts here, and then it will help you as you move forward.